I don't know who at ESPN watched Joyce Edwards dominating the McDonald's All-American game, dominating the Nike Hoop Summit game, and decided let's drop her a spot. Who did that? Who did that? That's criminal. Now, no disrespect to Jelani. I've been watching her for a while now. I know she's good. She's good at 5'6". 6'3" is different. Every time she steps on the floor, it's a double double. She's a problem. She's an anchor on both sides. Joyce Edwards, I mean. Joyce Edwards can anchor your offense and your defense, and she does so every time she steps on the floor with the best of the best. She's the second best player in this incoming class in the country, for sure. Second thing, I know there's been some shuffling at the top of the list. I know Ziebell has fallen from 4 to 7. Syla Swords has risen. All around Kennedy Smith, and she stayed at 6. I've seen a lot of games now, not just the McDonald's games and the Nike Hoop Summit game, but I'll reference those two mainly because they're the most recent and the most widely watched. I haven't seen anybody besides Sarah Strong and Joyce Edwards, make more of an impact in any of these games than Kennedy Smith. Have a hard time telling me she's not the number 3 player in the country in the incoming class. Very hard time. I mean, she led the West, even though they lost in the McDonald's game. And if you saw the Hoop Summit game, then then you saw her go what 12 points, 3 steals in the first half. It was really like pushing. You could see it in her face. Did not want to lose. It pained her to be down in that first half. Second half, her and Joyce Edwards really went at it. Picking the USA team back up. I saw her lock Toby Fournier up. Toby Fournier 6'2", two-hand dunker, headed to Duke, got booms. I saw Kennedy. Number one, she was heading the press. She was up leading the press against the guards, but then she was also back playing the forward, like defending Toby Fournier. She tried to pull a little spin move on the baseline. She locked that up so casually. Two-hand lock up, jump ball, possession arrow, go another way. Let's go. It was so smooth the way she did it. And like I said, she hit the floor about 12, 13 times throughout the game. I saw a rebound go between Koval and Fournier, and Kennedy was the first one on the floor. No surprise. Got the rebound, found a wide open Joyce Edwards. Had the poise. Joyce Edwards knocked it down. I saw when she went out the game, Toby Fournier go crazy. Had about 4, 6 points and about 5 rebounds in a couple minutes. Announcer even called it out. I saw Kennedy come back in and cut her water right off. Probably didn't hear her name again for the rest of the game. I saw her casually block another girl. I can't remember who shot it at the end of the quarter. Just snuffed her shot out just as casually. She locked Fournier up. Like her timing is impeccable. I watched her hit the first 3 of the game. So many shooters, but she one who hit the first 3 of the game. I watched her hit another 3 when we were down 77-80. She hit the clutch 3 to tie it up. I watched her score the last 9 points of the 9 of 11 points in the fourth quarter. Clutch, free throws included. Got knocked all into the stanchion, all into the scores table. Got up, dusted herself off, hit the free throw. Real trooper, real gamer, real do everything player. And to have her and Juju out there on the same court, listen, two-way players, actual two-way players with size. She had 24 points and 6 steals, or like 23 points and 6 steals. One of the two. She was balling. She's a two-way hawk, for real. And to have those two, that's literally like having two queens on a chessboard. Because they can move all around, they can do everything. You put them anywhere 1 through 4. Like, it's a lot of good players, but positionally. I love Cambridge, 5'6", though. 5'6" has its limitations. Can't slide you over to the 4 when needed be. Can't. Can't get caught in the switch on certain situations. You get caught in that switch on the pick and roll, it's toast. You can't get in there with Regan Beers, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I love my guards. 5'6", you don't have that position switchability the same way that that somebody at that size does at 6'1" and 6'2". So, I mean, that's just it is what it is when it comes to those kind of wings. That's like a, if we compared it to the men's game, Kennedy Smith is like a Pacers Paul George or prime Kawhi. Do everything. I shook the table. She got me shaking the table. Okay. Moving on. Avery Howell. Avery Howell shows up every single time I see her. What I love are players who you read the scouting report, you see them play with their high school team, and then when they get on the court with all the other elite players, they still that. They're still everything that you heard, everything that you saw before when they were playing against weaker competition. Um, you could tell she's from Idaho. She just got that Midwest, that Idaho in her, man. Tough. Potatoes, they grow from the dirt. You know what I'm saying here. You know what I'm saying here. They say she has leadership. You see it every time I've seen her on the floor. Defense, hard no. She scored 10 of their first 12 points on a team like USC. Oh, that's all we need. We got Juju and Kennedy. If you get it cracking like that in the first half, you can relax. Go hold some defense. Kayleigh Heckel. No, back to Avery Howell. The fact that she rose 12 spots, they already had the number one recruiting class coming in to all of this. And so that the fact that she rose from like 26 up to wherever she is now, like 18, I think. And the fact that Kayleigh Heckel, who was even ranked lower than her, she was like 28th when they had the number one class already. And now she's even leapfrogged her and is up to 16th, rightfully so. If you saw that USC video I made, you saw how high I was on Kayleigh Heckel and all those pro-ready passes, as I call them. Her passing is next level. It jumps off the screen every single time I see her on the court. Every time I've seen her play against other great competition, she's performed. So I really like them. Their class has only gotten better. That incoming class has only gotten stronger. It was already number one. Who else did I want to touch? Who else did I want to talk about? Who else did I want to talk about, man? Um, I mean, we touched on Ziebell, pure shooter. I'm not sure why she slid all the way to seven so far, but I can see it with everybody else and how they're rising. I think it's more so they're rising and she's falling, but the same thing, I guess. Semantics. There's a few other players who have risen. Let me pull up the list. It's not really important. These numbers don't really mean anything anyway, right? Because there's players who are going to be ranked 15, 16, 19, and depending on their situation and the role that they get put in, if there's even minutes for them, they may be in a transfer portal next year, while somebody ranked in the 20s, maybe even the 30s, has an immediate role, an immediate impact, you know. And then there's also development. We never know. They might go 2 years averaging 10 and 11 points, and then they come in like Kiki, and now they're averaging 20, and they're the best power forward in the country. So everybody kind of develops at different rates anyway. Everybody has different opportunities. So these little numbers that they're putting next to them, they don't really mean anything. Yeah, no matter what number they put next to them, having Strong and Ziebell coming in, that's a great class, regardless. So the numbers don't mean that much, but it's still fun to talk about because I'm a hoops junkie and that's what we do here. So won't hold you long though. If you have any comments about anybody rising and falling, who you think should be higher or lower, or just any excitement you may have for your incoming class for whatever your favorite team may be or alumni may be, let me know in the comments. We can chop it up there. I'm done with this one. So see y'all on the next one.